guys. Thank you, Troy. I just figured I would go ahead and make this video up early on, because I just stopped licking me. I don't know, like today's one of those days that it's really hard, it's a hard day, and it's because of my disease. But like, don't get me wrong, I am not my disease, like, at all. Cat, you're messing up my lighting. Today's just one of those really hard days, like, my iron's really low, and, I'm out of prescription iron, so all I've got is, like, this kind, but you can overdose on iron, so I'm really scared to take a lot. But I guess I'll just start from the beginning. I have diagnosed, type, I call it 2.5, honestly, von Willebrand's disease, also known as VWD. I was diagnosed when I was 16 years old, and it's been a battle. I call it 2.5 because different doctors say it's a different type and everything. Like, it's pretty much even between type 2 and type 3, but would you stop licking me? But usually, people with type 3 don't really live past a certain point because their blood just doesn't clot. But what it is your blood, basically your heart doesn't pump enough blood to your body, and it's not thick enough to actually, like, do anything. It's really thin. Your blood doesn't really clot like it should. It's really common for people with VWD to have massive migraines, to have low iron, really pale skin, seizures sometimes, lots of crazy things. Feel like you got hit by a bus, your immune system is complete garbage. Because, I mean, if you don't have blood, you don't really have anything else. But today, I mean, I don't know, just sometimes blood will get to your blood, like, sometimes your blood will, like, some days it'll be thinner than usual, and, like, my brain won't get enough blood, and those days I'll either have a huge migraine, and if, like, I don't eat enough protein that day, or if I don't eat a lot of anything high in iron, which, like, if you keep your iron balanced, you pretty much feel like a champ. I don't really know the correlation to that, but, like, I've learned that if I, like, eat a lot of foods that are high in iron, or I take iron, like, semi-regularly, that I feel like a champ 9 times out of 10. But sometimes you just can't prevent it. You feel like you got hit by a bus, which is today. Basically, when I got diagnosed when I was 16, I don't like doctors at all, but me and my sister got into a fight in the beginning of the summer, and I ended up falling and bruising my ribs, like, pretty badly. Like, it was the majority of my ribs. Would you please stop? Thank you. Thank you for that. So I bruised, like, the majority of my ribs, and, like, I'm not one of those people that, you know, I don't like doctors because I don't know, I have lots of bad experiences with doctors. They scare me, honestly. So my period started the week before this fight, and it literally lasted all summer long. Like, 3.5 months is how long this thing lasted. Would you please? I don't know what his deal is. So for the long period, I kept telling my grandma, my legal mom, that I said, you know, here's the deal, my period started and it's not stopping. She said, okay, keep an eye on it. Oh, she was a nurse, like, she's a nurse, and she said, okay, keep an eye on it, and she said, let me know if it never, let me know when it ends. And I said, okay. Never ended, so I just didn't bring it up again. And, which is my fault, completely my fault. But, 2 months later, and I was looking at that bruise, and it was as bright as if, like, it was so big on my body. Like, what happened was, like, when we got into that fight, I fell on a shoe. And I know that's a weird thing, but my brother has huge feet, and I fell on one of his shoes. And, like, I had this huge bruise from his shoe, pretty much. And, like, when I say fight, I don't mean like just screaming at each other. I mean like throwing blows fight. So I had like bruises on my ribs. I had bruises on my arms. I had everything. I looked like I'd been beaten to a pulp, which I hadn't been, but that's what it looked like. So they never healed ever. They looked like they had just happened, and like one of them, which the one on my ribs, actually looked like bled a little bit because I had a little tiny cut on it, and it would just keep bleeding and keep bleeding, and I got like, once I finally got the bleeding under control, which took like a week or so, I told my grandma, and I showed her all the bruises and everything, and I said, I don't know what's going on, but my period still hasn't gone away, and I'm still bleeding, from these, like, underneath my skin on these bruises, and I don't know what I'm, like, am I doing something wrong? I don't know. And she says, oh, okay, we'll make you an appointment at the gynecologist tomorrow. Because at the time, my gynecologist was my, primary doctor. Because, I mean, you know, it's easier. So, I said, okay, sure. So we went, she had an appointment the next day. So I just went in during her appointment, and they went ahead and drew blood. And they said, okay, well, we'll make you an appointment for next week. Come back and you'll get your results. And I said, okay, no big deal. And I get back, and a doctor tells me that I have von Willebrand's disease. And at that point, I learned that only females get it. Men can be carriers, but they don't actually get affected by it. But pretty much it's only, like, women get it, pretty much. And it's basically hemophilia. Like, women don't get hemophilia. Men get hemophilia. Women get VWD. And if, like, it's just because it's on a different chromosome. Like, I think that Y chromosome, the XY on the men, like, the one that women don't have is the one that carries it on the men. On women, it's like the 23rd chromosome, I want to say, that's messed up. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've researched it, because now it's just, you know, whatever. But she just told me I had von Willebrand's, and she said she couldn't diagnose what type it was until further research, because she had never had anyone to actually have it before, because it's like 1 in a million people get it, and, you know, it's not super common for you to actually, like, show the traits of it. And I said, okay, so just cool. So she put me on tons of different medicines at the time, which I don't really take them now because I'm a bad kid, and they make me feel groggy. But she got me on nerve pill, like, because my nerves are extremely sensitive because of the fact that, like, they never heal. So, like, anywhere I have had a pinched nerve before, it's super sensitive there. So she had me on medicine to kind of, like, numb that a little bit. She had me on blood thickener, and then she had me on blood thinner because, you know, you don't want to get too thick, you don't want it to get too thin. She put me on birth control to stop the period. She gave me iron. She gave me samantotryptin for migraines, and anxiety medicine to stop the tremors. Because sometimes whenever I get super, super, super stressed, I don't have seizures, but Caleb calls them little, like, hand seizures. But, like, if I get super stressed, it's like my brain just falls asleep. It might just, like, my extremities start to shake. And, so it's just, they're not seizures, but they're not fun either. And, after I got diagnosed, it was like a slap in the face, but, I mean, so some days are better than others. Some days I can get up and I'll go hiking, or I'll go walk around the town, or I'll just love life. And other days I just don't want to get out of bed because it hurts to move, because it's like my joints aren't getting enough, aren't getting enough blood, and it just hurts a lot. And today is one of those days where it just hurt everywhere. And then, I mean, some of it, like, I don't know, some of the symptoms are completely preventable, but they just don't, I don't know, I don't enjoy taking medicine all the time, but whenever I go overseas or anything, I have to pretty much tell every doctor that I go to now that, hey, I'm going on a plane to this place, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, high altitude. It hurts me so much. Like, you think you feel lightheaded whenever you get on a plane? Try having VWD, and, like, it sucks. And, like, the thing is that VWD doesn't really affect you until you hit puberty. Just for the fact that your body's not bleeding a lot. Like, you'll be a light bleed, you know, you'll be a pretty, it'll be hard to clot your like, you'll scar easily, you'll bruise easily as a baby, but, like, when you get older, it doesn't really affect you till you hit your period, because, like, your body's not bleeding all the freaking time. It just, you know, like, I lived a pretty safe childhood, so there's no way for my doctor to diagnose me as a child. There's just no way. And then once I got older and my period happened and it just didn't stop happening, then, you know, so that's fun. But, yeah, I don't know, it's not a fun video, I feel like I need to just release this video at the beginning of all this, because if I decide to stay on YouTube and keep making videos for a very long time, then I don't want to disappoint you guys at all, because some days it's, you know, like I said, it's hard to get up, and if I promise something, I'm gonna do it, but it might take me a little bit longer than usual. So I figured I would go ahead and let you guys know the deal. And that's the deal. So thank you so much for watching. You should like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Let me know, like, what strange things your doctors diagnosed you with, but just don't forget, you're not your disease. So you guys have a great day. Bye.